What's up, YouTubers? Today we're going to talk about 5 knives that I would take into the apocalypse. This was inspired certainly by Sharp End's channel. I'll go ahead and link him below. Check him out. Does more fixed blades than folders. I tend to do more folders, but involve a number of fixed blades in with my channel, as well as I do a fair bit of camping here in the high mountains of Colorado. So before we go through these 5 knives and the categorization why I chose them, I'm going to pause it here and show you what is not going to be included. Okay, of course, the first thing I would want is a small axe. This is a Holtzbrook axe and multi-purpose, lighter. You can split wood, chop wood with this. It can do most of the things that a large axe can, obviously with a little more effort. Doubles as a hammer back here, which I've used it for. And yeah, so an axe can't really be argued with. If I was truly running out of the house and I needed a cutting implement that would involve wood or going up to the mountains of any kind, it would absolutely be an axe. And for my particular case, I found that this Holtzbrook is fantastic. Maybe I'll do a full review on that sometime. But an axe doesn't count. It's not a knife. So of course, we're dealing with knives. If I could truly only just grab one knife only to try to do it all, it would literally be, for the apocalypse, it would be the TRC apocalypse. Because, you know, like they say, you can a large knife can do small things, but a small knife can't necessarily do large things. This one, if I had to, could cut wood down, split wood, you could feather stick, you could cut small things, you could do food, you know, skin an animal, hunt. So yeah, a TRC apocalypse. I have not yet used this and carried it, so you can still see the factory oil is on it. Yeah, a necessity is a very strong retention for the most part. There's one exception, well, a couple, I guess, on the final 5 that I actually do choose. But the TRC apocalypse, honorable mention only. All right, let's get into it. The actual 5, we're going to start in the kitchen. This is the Creeley Knives Omnivore, made of Magna Cut, thin. Could break, possibly, if you're banging it around, but Magna Cut's pretty tough. This one does 80% of everything you're ever going to need to cut. And if you ever need to cut something large, like a big head of cabbage or whatever, and this won't make it through, you know what? You just pull out one of your bigger knives and do those big cuts. For, like I said, 80-90% of cuts in the kitchen. This is going to be perfect. Stainless, easy enough to sharpen. Do love basically the chisel edge there. So yeah, the Omnivore is excellent. For bushcrafting, what better than a Scandivex blade? And this is the DBK Bushcrafters, DBK Bushcrafter from the DBK Boys. And it has a Scandivex L-Max strong steel, stainless enough, easy enough to sharpen a Scandivex if you need to with the good old river stones. This is going to be the one that's going to be carried by your side pretty much all the time. Great for skinning an animal, also, and hunting, that sort of thing. Wood processing, little's going to do better than a Scandivex. Actually, I'm going to talk about that one last. So I'm going to jump to kind of a big boy, the bigger boy knife. Not gigantic knife. It's rather light and nimble, keeping in mind that in an apocalypse, if you've ever watched a film called The Road with Viggo Mortensen, that is how I think probably a true apocalypse would happen, or what life would be like. And so you're going to have to literally carry every single thing on you. So light is going to be important. You're going to notice these are all, you know, I choose a lighter knife. It can chop. This is the Phobos Tier 1 BC knife, boot carry. Again, multifunction, can beat stuff there. If you need to use bow drill, you got that. This knife has a great fire scraping capability. Excellent. You know what? This was my knife of the year in 2024. So the Phobos Tier 1 kind of wins my big boy category. Again, Magna Cut, stainless. Don't want things rusting too much. And then as far as kind of a self-defense and utility combined, really it would be the Tiger Claw. I'm going to want something to be cutting rope or sinuous sort of materials. And the Tiger Claw, little does better. So you're going to get extra long life on those. Yeah, at some point in time, those are going to basically be coming out. And this is going to, you know, after 1,000 sharpenings across 5 years or whatever, those may just come off a little bit. But this is going to be the knife that you're going to be cutting your sinewy things like rope, etc. Also for self-defense, I would of course have to learn how to use a karambit, but with the automatic draw there. So for myself, the cold steel Tiger Claw, CTS XHP steel. And for my last one, I didn't necessarily pick one for just utility. I think really you can convert any of these to utility. I think this one with its tip, the Tiger Claw, will really handle a lot of that. But for the last knife, I wanted super light because I already got enough knives here to survive. But I want one that I can, if I lose it, I won't, be heartbroken because it will be essentially the functionality replaceable by the others. But I can loan this one out. In an apocalypse, you're going to need to find other people, and you're not going to want to give them your best knives. But this super light, Moro Robust, cannot be broken. The DVK boys actually did a video on this. They put this into a tree, hammered it into a tree, and stood on it. So the Robust is high carbon steel. So you're going to do a little more oiling and treatment of this one, but it comes with a Scandi grind, and this is the perfect knife to loan out. And in fact, this is the knife that I give to people who are like, hey, I want a good knife for camping or whatever. It can also cut food. You can actually, it has a very poorly ground back, but you can actually ground this very easy with just sandpaper to make it so it'll strike a ferro rod. The Moro Robust is really it. And obviously then, it's comfortable for most any size hand. So these are the 5. Check out Sharp End's video. Like I said, I'll link it below. And hopefully this was kind of interesting. I appreciate it. Like and subscribe if it was. And yeah, have a great day. Take care.